Hey kids, I hope you're having a great week, and I'm glad that you're checking in with us for this midweek Kid Life Bible study. It's just kind of a reminder of what we learned this past Sunday in GFC Kids World. And as you know, we're in this series called Rules for Life, and we're learning all about responsibility. And we had a really good story this past week of how Jesus answered another man's question by telling him a story about this rich guy who had a ton of grain and was even willing to build bigger barns just to store it all for himself. But you know what? You don't want to hear me tell the story again. What do you say we listen to it from Kellen and the guys over at the So-and-So Show?
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for another round of Life-Size Hungry Hippos? Let's bring out our players!
Woo! I want you!
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Bing bong.
Players, take your positions.
I'm ready. You ready, chicken?
All right. Here we go, Panda. Show them what we're made of.
Oh yeah, that's good center of gravity.
Get ready. Get set. Go!
Gotcha. Ha! Yes! Yes! All of them. Mine, not
And
yours.
they're
I am
grabbing
better.
the spheres.
I am superior. You are not. Oh,
Steven's
look at
looking
that.
like he's
That's
ahead.
extra point.
Oh,
Wait, come here,
Lawson's
wait.
really moving
Defense
across the
championships.
floor.
Come on, here we go, come on.
They're neck and neck.
Soccer ball, chicken. Ah,
And
you on the right. Go.
all the way across the floor, the Panda's really raking him across the coals. Steven's moving for the last big one.
I got the big ball. Basketball, basketball, basketball. Yeah. You got the. Where was that one? I didn't see.
Steven wins!
That's not fair. I didn't even see the big one. Fine. Look at that. I'll spot you a point. You can
All
have
right.
that one.
May
I
the
didn't
best
want
man
anyway.
win. Because he won.
That's a good one. Okay,
What's next?
what's up?
Now it's time for life-size Jumanji.
Nope, I'm out.
Hey everybody, I'm Lawson.
And I'm Steven. Welcome to the So-and-So Show.
Oh, well, look at that. A comic book falling from the sky. It's a literary miracle.
Yeah, more like a out-of-control comic book collection.
What? No. Don't say that. They'll hear you.
Who? The drawings? Okay, seriously, Lawson, can you please explain what's going on here?
What? A guy can't like comics?
This is not liking comics. This is preventing us from being able to do literally anything on the show today.
Not true.
Look, these comics are all the same.
Yeah, Frog Defenders of Saturn, issue number 106.
It says 109.
It's a misprint. That's what makes it more valuable.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that all of these are Frog Defenders of Saturn issue 109?
106.
Why?
Because they're mine, Steven. They're all mine.
But if they're all yours, that means nobody else can have one.
Precisely.
How much did all this cost you?
Oh, a lot.
And you think this is a wise investment?
Oh yeah, no, my investment coach is completely on board with my fiscal choices.
What? How do you know the word fiscal? And also, your investment coach?
Yes. Why don't you welcome someone who knows stuff? Welcome to the show, Mr. Moneybags.
Hello there, Lawson. Greetings, Stephen.
Hello, Mr.
Mr.
Money.
Moneybags, that is correct. I love money.
You ever play Monopoly?
Oh, I love having monopolies.
Oh. Okay, well, we know who you are, so why don't you tell us what you know?
Oh, of course, it's all in the name, my boy. It's all in the name.
That's my friend.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
I know money. Bags and bags of money. With money, anything you want is yours for the taking and for the keeping. Remember that, Lawson, my boy.
Exactly, right, yes, and I've been applying what you taught me to my comic book collection.
Ooh.
All for me, and yes, it's true, I want all the comics show Oh, well for you.
Bravo, bravo.
Well, that doesn't seem very nice.
Lawson, whenever a friend asks me for a favor, do you know what I tell them?
Oh, yeah, I know this one. You say,
I tell them no. All right? I tell them no. You don't need friends or favors in this life. Remember that all you need is pennies, quarters, and dollar bills raining from the sky. Those are your real friends.
but you do have friends that are real people, though, right?
Right?
Oh, of course I do. Of course I do. If you consider Mr. Franklin and Mr. Hamilton. Oh, hello there, Mr. Hamilton. Oh, you're looking mighty green today. Well, thank you, Mr. Franklin. Oh, I'll take that as a compliment.
Is this my future?
Oh, by the way, thank you for inventing electricity. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, and thank you for not throwing away your opportunity.
Okay, it's Bible story time with Kellen.
I need more of these.
Hey guys!
Hey, Kellen. Hey, Kellen. What do you have for us today?
Well, today we're looking at a parable that Jesus taught, sometimes called the parable of the rich fool.
Did somebody say rich?
Yeah, I did, Mr.
Mr. Archibald Moneybags, son. Mr. Archibald Moneybags. But you may call me Mr. Moneybags.
Okay, Mr. Moneybags. Clearly you're rich, but the person in the story was also a...
Oh, no. I'd be happy to help you tell your little story there, son. And, mark my words, you won't regret it.
Oh boy. Well, anyway, a parable, if you didn't know, is a story that has a lesson at the end. Jesus used stories sometimes to help people see what he was talking about in different ways. On this occasion, Jesus was teaching when someone said, "Teacher, tell my brother to give me half the stuff that belongs to our family." Now, they must have been having an argument over something about like who has the most stuff. So Jesus said, "Watch out. Be on your guard against wanting to have more and more things. Life is not made up of how much a person has." Then Jesus tells them a story. There once was a rich man.
Boo-yay! Oh, I will add this to the 25 smackaroos I won in that beauty contest.
One year, his land produced a very large crop.
Look at all of my crops. Stupendous. But what should I do? I don't have anywhere to store all of these crops. And there is no way I could use all of these crops in just one season all by myself. What to do? What to do? Light bulb! I will take all of my barns and tear them down. Wait for it. Tear them down. But then build bigger ones. And then I will store all of my crops in these newer, larger barns. Ooh. You know, I have plenty of crops, and these crops are going to last me for a long time. I mean, many, many years, long time. So I should probably just take life a little easy. I suppose I'll just eat and drink and have a really good time.
But God said to him,
You foolish man, tonight I will take your life away from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?
No! Oh, my corn! Ah! Now there's so many bulls! Ah! I'm dead.
To be clear, there were no, and I repeat, no inflatable kiddie pools in Jesus' story. But the rich man did die, and he never got to enjoy all the crops he had stored away for himself. Then Jesus said, "That is how it will be for whoever stores things away for themselves, but is not rich in the sight of God." The end.
Wow. That was quite the ending.
Yeah, I think the point Jesus was trying to make is that we only have so much time here on earth. Do we want to spend it caring about all the stuff we have? Or do we want to spend our time caring for the people we love?
Yeah. Instead of keeping all the crops to himself, the rich guy could have shared with the people around him.
And I think that's what Jesus meant when he said we should be rich in the sight of God.
I think you're right. And that sounds like my job is done here. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Kellen.
Bye, Kellen. Steven,
Yes, Lawson.
I think I might be hoarding comic books.
Might be.
I don't want to die like the rich fool in Jesus' story. I don't want to end up friendless and alone.
I'm your friend.
Not now, Stephen. I have to do something. What should I do? What should I do? I don't... The light bulb. Reveal the question.
What do you have that you can share?
Comic books.
Yeah.
I have so many. You get a comic. You get a comic. You get a comic. You get a comic.
Lawson?
You get a comic.
Thank you.
What do you have that you could share? Could be stuff you have, or you could share your time or your talents.
It's our responsibility to share what we have, and it's one of our rules for life. Share what you have.
Talk about what you have to share with each other.
And we'll see you next week. I'm Steven.
And I'm Lawson.
And this was the So-and-So Show.
Bow, 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 bow.
Hello? It's not about money anymore for me. No, not at all. I'm going to share from now on. Yes. Sharing is caring. I'm going to change my name even. I changed my name. It's not Mr. Moneybags anymore. No. See? It's gone. In fact, my name is Mr. Empty Pockets. That's right. I'm Mr. Empty Pockets now because I give away so much money that my pockets are empty. Hello?
Well, I hope you enjoy getting to hear from Kellen and the guys over at the So-and-So Show. But I want to talk to you about that story just a little bit more. In Jesus' story, what problem did the rich man have? What problem did this guy have? I mean, basically his problem was that his land produced so much grain he didn't have enough room to store it in all of his barns. What a problem to have, right? Well, what did the man decide to do to solve his problem? What did he do to solve his problem? Think about it for a minute. See if you can remember this. What did the man decide to do to solve his problem? Well, he decided to build bigger barns. Well, again, what a bad problem to have. But let's kind of turn the page here. Let's look at the flip side of this. Why do you think God was upset with the rich man in this story? Why do you think God was upset with the rich man in this story? Is it because he was rich? No. Is it because he was building barns? Not necessarily. See, the rich man was selfish. He could have shared his extra grain with a lot of different people and been a blessing to people who really needed this, but instead, he was just storing it all up for himself and really being selfish. Here's a question for you. Have you ever had a hard time sharing something that you loved? Yeah, I think we all have. This week, though, think about it. What's one way that you could share what you have with someone else? What's one way that you could share what you have with someone else? I'll tell you, a couple of weeks ago, I was in line at the coffee shop, and this person came in, and they kind of got in front of me, and I didn't say anything about it, and just kind of smiled and went on my way. And all the people there at the coffee shop know me because I go there a lot. And this person got up there and they ordered coffee, and I think they ordered a couple of little macaroons. And before they could pay, I stepped in front of them and I said, and to that order, I would like to add just a medium house brew coffee. And the person looked at me like, I'm not paying for yours. And then I pulled out my card and I paid for it. Now look, that's not PJ bragging on PJ. I'm just telling you, I had enough to be able to be a blessing to that person. And they turned at me and looked kind of weird. And they're like, you didn't have to do that, but I really appreciate it. And I said, hey, you're welcome. And I said, you know what? Now that we're talking, I just want to invite you to church with me sometime over at Grace Fellowship Church. And it opened up a conversation for me to be able to talk to them about church. Now, I don't know if they'll ever come. That wasn't the motive behind me really doing that. The motive was just to kind of show them the love of Christ and be a friend to them. So this week, think about a way that you can share what you have with someone else. Maybe talk to your mom or dad and ask them if they could tell you a story about a time when maybe they struggled with sharing something, and then listen to how they handled that, and then maybe share with them a story about how you've struggled sometimes sharing and how you solved that. Well, listen, don't forget we are to be responsible, and our definition of responsibility is showing that you can be trusted with what's expected of you. All right, so be responsible this week, kids. And don't forget our memory verse. It's Luke chapter number 16, verse 10. I'm trying to remember all this. This is a lot to remember for a video. Here's what the verse says. It says, suppose you can be trusted with something very little, then you can also be trusted with something very large. And that's Luke 16, verse 10 out of the New International Reader's Version that we refer to so often as Nerve. All right, kids, that's all the time we've got for right now for this midweek Kid Life lesson. But thanks for watching. I hope to see you Sunday back here in GFC Kids World. And don't forget, as of right now, our plans are to gather together in person on Sunday, January the 17th. So just a little bit longer, and then we can hang out together, all right? Hey, right hand up in the air, high five. I'll see you soon.